Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
It's a configuration like nowhere else, an inner and outer loop, and here tonight for race number 2 of the chase, the original Rebels Racing League is going to tee off for the first round of eliminations here on V-Speed. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and here tonight with another presentation of the original Rebels Racing Truck Series. It's down to our first round of 12 as we take a look at the points. Very limited field out here tonight. Some drivers that have failed to make the field. Last week we saw a driver that wasn't in contention for this final 12 get a win, which means we still have that lock-in up for grabs. And based off of what we're seeing here tonight, with only 9 cars making the grid, this is going to put us in a situation where maybe some of these guys just make it naturally off of points and don't have to worry as much about the win. But Dylan Bates is back after missing last week, and so for that, the 91 is out there on the grid. Will be starting up towards the front, and we'll get that information to you shortly. But here tonight for 130 laps, 35 mile per hour pit road speed limit, might even be lower than that with that inner loop, as you can see there on the center of your screen. 4 tire sets available and 60% fuel. So with 60% fuel, we'll most likely see 2 green flag or 2 pit stops overall throughout this race. Irwindale is one of the tracks that I have not been to personally, actually just bought it on the service. So I'm a little bit new to this place. I'm interested to see how it drives. Very shallow banking of about 12 degrees. And so this track should be more like the short track racing that we see at places like Richmond and Iowa. So here we go with the grid coming up on your screen. Starting up front on the front row, Dylan Bates with an 18.176. Kieran Church will start to his outside, about a 1/10 of a second off of the pole time. Then Eric Tracy and Kyle Roberts will be row number 2. Row number 3 belongs to Cody Bain, and Stefan Davis will start. Stephon Davis will start in 6th position. Josh Oswald and Brandon Wallace will go in 7th and 8th position. And then our final row for row number 5 will be Jason Lottridge and Mike Veith in the number 9. Should be 2 pace laps around this place. Dylan Bates will be the command car. Cody Bame having a great race there last week after I butchered his name about 26 times. We got that sorted out. So the pull award going. Dylan Bates. But here we go for race number 11 of the season. Race number 2 of the chase, or the playoffs. Dylan Bates gonna hit the loud pedal. No restart zone. It is the command into turn 1 and up on the high line. The 22 of Kiernan Church trying to take the lead will do so right out of the gate. Bates will not lead lap 1. The high line seemed to work really well, even though the 22 did not have that command, did not have the start of this race in his hands, was able to just power out of turn 2 and will lead lap number 1. Looks like lap number 2, but here comes Bates to the inside. Gonna try to drive it down low. 1 and 2 still very powerful. Church is gonna hold on. We've got a car that maybe lost control there. That was Jason Lottridge. And the 03 holds on. The Bluey O Biscuits machine gets it turned back around. Meanwhile, the change for position on the high line. Everyone above that white dash line. A little bit of 3 wide back here with Kyle Roberts on the outside. Looked like that was Stephon Davis that moved up through the middle. Kyle Roberts falls back to the 6th position. And Cody Bame will move up to 5th. Back to 5th, rather. Up 2 now for Stephen Davis. And sideways for the 60. Loses control off of turn 2. Almost enters pit road. He's going to back it up on the racing surface. There's the leaders out the back, off the back end of this machine. Is able to stay on the lead lap. We're already 7 laps into this race. Irwindale at 0.5 miles out here in California. $15,000 in attendance at this speedway at its peak. Legend cars, late model stock cars, sprint cars, super modifieds, they all come here and call this place home. Watching Dylan Bates lead another time by. 8 out of the 10 completed now. And it looks like the high line is the place to be. Caution free thus far. Looking back here with Eric Tracy, Kiernan Church, the top 3 back to where it started. It changed hands a little bit there on lap 1 into the wall for the 67. No harm, no foul, though. We'll get it back underneath of him. Continuously turning. You want to watch on board here. Constantly tilting that wheel to the left. Very short stint of straightening this wheel out on throttle. Brings me back to my street stock days in the rookie class. We're seeing some of these drivers migrate below that white line to try to get maybe a little bit of an advantage, drive off, but for Kenyon Church, it's not worked out. Now, almost a full second, over a full second, and the yellow flag does come out. It's Kyle Roberts on the backstretch. They get back on the B-Speed instant replay to figure out what happened. So 30 seconds rewind. This is going to be a full lap around this place. You can see the 99 of Brandon Wallace was to the inside. We're going to find out if the 35 had some help. Brandon Wallace got to the inside, got to that left rear quarter panel. At least through 3 and 4, but it looks like the 35 is just going to lose it all on his own here. He does, right across the nose of both those drivers, and just loops it. And that'll be caution number 1, Brandon Wallace. Stayed out there for a brief second, got a lap led for the 99 team. That'll hand the lead back over as you see a top off on fuel. Dylan Bates will take it back over. We're going to pull a driver up in the booth here. Brandon Wallace in the number 99. Brandon, I got to say, that driver went sideways right in front of you there, but good heads-up move to get onto the brakes and keep that truck clean.
Yeah, it's you want to go to the bottom, but man, it's just slick as ice down there. You get a little turn in it, or just out of the line just a little bit. I'm trying some different things, but it is it's slick.
I can see that. It looks like a handful here tonight, but pace laps rather quick here as well.
Yeah.
So as fast as it is, we'll get you back in your channel.
10-4, man.
Brandon Wallace in the number 99. Going to restart here at 9th position. Back up front here, Dylan Bates, Kieran Church, Cody Bame, Eric Tracy, and Josh Oswald for the top 5. Green flag back underway for the second time here tonight from Irwindale. And last time we saw the restart, well, we saw the start of this race, and 22 was able to best on that 91. But this time around, the 91 got wise to it. He's going to lead this time by on the restart. Everybody riding that white line. You can see that access road on the back stretch and front stretch. Make it rather difficult to set up your turns, your corners. There it is on the back stretch. You can look at it there. And then coming down that front stretch. I don't know if I'd want to find out how hard that wall is. We're up in the wall back there. That was Josh Oswald for a brief second. Stephen Davis also having a blinking moment there in the 60 truck. It's like the connection is cleared up now, 23 laps in, and Dylan Bates coming by to start lap 24. And another yellow flag will fall. It's like Kyle Roberts having problems again here. Loops it around, this time on the front stretch. Oh, and he got a piece of the 99. Brandon Wallace did get a piece of it that time. Was able to avoid it the first time around, but Kyle Roberts hips the back rear. We're going to pull Brandon Wallace back up into the booth. This time around, doesn't look like it panned out. Just about clear, and then just gets chipped there. And now a little bit of front-end damage on the 99.
Yeah, I got a meatball for that, so I'm going to pit road, and hopefully we can get this thing straightened back out and make it good again.
Yeah, it looks like down here on pit road on that inner loop, a little difficult. Good chance here because the track is so short. I'll let you hit your pit stall right quick here.
All right, we good.
Just looks like it's been rather difficult to get any passing going or try a different line. Will this track evolve?
I think so. I think it will. I think everybody's kind of been saving tires and being nice, and I think as it gets along, it'll get a little racier.
We're going to go back green with about 100 laps to go. Brandon, I know here tonight a little bit limited car count, but you look at the playoff picture of 12 drivers. Last week we had a driver that won the race that was not in that playoff picture, and then here tonight we have 10 trucks. We're going to have some guys that are just going to kind of grandfather their way in.
Yeah, it's the only thing with the Christmas schedule, kind of, right in the middle of it, people have stuff to do on the weekends and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, we've lost a few drivers this week, but we'll get them done. Hopefully, everybody be good, and we'll move on to the next round and crown champion at the end of the season.
All righty, with that, I'm going to put you back and proper interview. Good luck. Brandon Wallace going green from the 7th position after burning that fast repair. Stephen Davis here on a little bit of a mix-up. Not entirely sure what happened to the 60 truck, but being marked on my telemetry as the leader right now. Don't know if Davis missed his pit stall, but Bates is not being labeled as the leader right now. And the 60 is still out of the racetrack. I think maybe an issue with iRacing's timing and scoring. Dylan Bates takes it back over here. Stephon Davis back out on the track, back up to speed now. A little bit confusing there. You got the 22 down there all the way on the apron, and that seems to be working. We've seen him pick up some debris here. Trying to get by the 35. Kyle Roberts, who's brought out both yellows here. A little bit sideways. We haven't seen any other trucks migrate down to the bottom of the racetrack like that. We're going to continue to see it, though. Trying to get clear of Brandon Wallace. A little bit loose out of 4. Doesn't quite clear. Might see a slide job. A little classic short track moment from Kieran Church. He will clear and gets in front of Brandon Wallace. Next one on the board is Mike Veith in the number 9. 4 positions gained for your 6th place driver. Jason Lottridge just in front of that in the 03. Had some problems earlier in this race that did not cause a caution, but did go sideways for a brief moment. Looped it around, got it back facing the right way, and is now in the top 5. It's Cody Boehm who's taken over the point. Maybe a mistake from Dylan Bates. Let's go back on the V-Speedness replay and see if we can find where this 78 truck makes this move out of 4, gets to the inside. was just able to complete that pass off of turn 2. Nicely done there by Cody Bame. So 30 laps complete, 38 laps complete now across that stripe. Cody Bame is your lead change of the day. 22 still trying to work his way. It's Kieran Church who's led some laps. He led 3 of them to start this race off. Finds himself outside the top 5 and has really kind of struggled here in the last few moments. We'll go on board with the 22. Looks to the inside of the 9, down to the bottom in 1 and 2. O.R.R.L getting loose in front. O.R.R.L really loose in front and loops it around, but somehow is able to save that truck. How about that? Lottridge somehow keeps a hold of that truck. Let's back it up again. Was loose on the backstretch and drifts the entirety of 3 and 4. Hits it back underneath. Now the 9 is right up on the bumper, is going to help the O.R.R.L out of the line here. 9 and Mike Veith has fallen back to 10th. They follow each other into the wall. And they're beating and banging here. A lap 43. The 9 gets around. Mike Veith passes Lottridge. Meanwhile, Cody Bame is being tracked down by Eric Tracy in the number 67. Just about at that halfway mark, and the IHOP 78 is starting to struggle. You can see slowly for Eric Tracy. A little bit earlier to the throttle, a little bit better drive off in 3 and 4. Right there is the moment that the 78 is losing a lot of ground. Carries on here for Tracy. Not as good in 1 and 2 as he is in 3 and 4. You just figure out the other portion of this racetrack. He might be able to go up and fight with Cody Bame for this lead. Meanwhile, your points leader coming into the playoffs, Dylan Bates, led 26 laps, but has since fallen off a little bit here. But no panic. Did not take tires on this last caution. 47 lap old tires out on this racetrack. And that's definitely the product of the drivers in front of him that have 20 lap old tires and pulled away. Dylan Bates has not let him out of his sight. He's about a 1.5 seconds back. 1.25 seconds here as we come by for lap number 50. Laps ticking away rather quickly in this half-mile oval. Again, Irwindale, a new purchase here for me on iRacing. Have not seen any action on this racetrack personally. Don't know how it drives, but from what I'm seeing, the outside line is the preferred way around this place. Looks like it rolls a little bit longer and you can get a better run down the straightaways. Want to keep that momentum. This truck, very momentum based. It always has been. So my assessment on this place, it's going to be difficult to pass. It's more like the Darlington realm of short tracks based off how they're getting around this place. Eric Tracy has all but caught. He's within an arm's reach there a couple times. 67 is going to power out of 4 again. And we've got a truck on the back stretch. That's Veith, or front stretch rather. Third caution now, Mike Veith is sideways. And just when things were shaping up to get good, we might see a pass for the lead. Mike Veith loses control there on lap 51. This will be coming out of turn 4. Sideways, loses it, locks it down, and thankfully is able to get up out of the racing line as the leaders go by. Cody Bame's going to lead them into pit road here, lap 53. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break here on V-Speed. You are watching the original Rebels Racing League and their truck series here on V-Speed.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go.
Back here live from Irwindale, the pace truck pulls off. Very quick pace laps here, to say the least, as we'll go back green. Cody Bame and Josh Oswald on the front row. Green flag is out, back underway. And look at Bame. He knows he's on older tires than the 91. Dylan Bates chose to take his set this time. And so he's already going to work on the inside of the 17 of Oswald. All the way down to the bottom. Is able to power off enough to clear second position. Now going to try to go for the lead. Dylan Bates almost clears the 78 of Cody Bame on the high line, trying to hold it up there with old tires. We're talking about probably 25, 30 lap older ones. And Dylan Bates just a little bit quicker. These 4 fresh ones, the gap continues to grow. Over halfway in this race. Just under halfway. Another 7 or so laps will put us at that halfway mark. Look back here at Kieran Church, driver who led at the beginning of this race, has been trying to claw his way back into, very loose off of 4, trying to claw his way back into the top 3. The inside of Oswald, who's taking him lower than we've seen any of these trucks tonight. All the way down to the white line through 3 and 4. The 17 not wanting to give up this position. Fighting hard for third. 17 going to hold him at bay for a couple more laps. 22 does get clear. We'll go to work on Cody Bame. And a truck sideways, that's Beath again. So the 9 having problems. The 35 has had a couple issues. 62 laps into this race. Kind of a toss-up here. It's just a light brush with the wall, but enough to upset the suspension on this truck and send this number 9 sideways. I think for the 9 right now, this is just one of those races where you're sticking it out, but hard luck award. Gonna go to the number 9. He has not been able to gain positions and maintain. It's just been a tough one all race long. right at that halfway point here. Lights still on the pace truck. Dylan Bates, Cody Bame, Kieran Church, the top three. Kieran Church could restart behind this leader if he elects to start on the outside. I wouldn't see why he wouldn't because of that preferred line. See where the 91 chooses this time around. One to go signal. And it will be the outside, and now the 22 is going to have to be on the inside. Cody Bame on the bottom. Pace truck out of the way. 5th time today that we've seen that pace truck pull off to the inner loop. Into that start zone. Green flag back underway. Race number 2 at Irwindale. Could punch a ticket. Dylan Bates most likely locked in either way. Had a massive points lead coming into the postseason. You can see back there behind him. Chaos starting to brew up. 22 into the wall. Sideways for the 17. The 22 saves it, but Josh Oswald is going to trigger the caution here. And when you get past the halfway mark, things get a little bit loopy. This was just prior or just after that instance. We'll back it up one more time. There's the contact. 17 gets some help from the 67. Got into the back of the 22. That sets off a chain reaction, and it's enough to trigger that iRacing yellow. So a few names out here. Looking around this playoff picture. Put it back up on your screen. Tracy in the 66. Tied for 3rd. When we started this round of 12. Oswald also in that hunt, as well as Mike Veith. And for Veith right now, 10th place is going to be good enough, I would assume. This is just one of those races where you want it to be over with. You want it to just end on a high note. I mean, 10th place points, you just want to finish this thing, get it done and over with if you're having struggles. And for the 9, it has been a struggle. But when we go to Richmond and Kansas, we're going to pick up kind of in that short track realm right where we left off at Irwindale after this Christmas break. And so after this week, it's going to go all the way to the 5th. So a little hiatus here. We'll get set back up for round 2 of the playoffs. Dylan Bates, Cody Bame on the front row. Green flag is out, back underway at Irwindale. Just about 60 laps to go. On the bottom line now for the 91. Pulling away from Cody Bame. And how about that? A pass from the 60. Stephon Davis was able to get around. Cody Bame on older tires. Trying to save an extra set. This could come back to bite him. Freshest set of tires on the racetrack is Josh Oswald. Came in and got service to this Toyota. Lead is stretched out to almost a full second. It will go to a full second. Pass for third position. 22 looks to the inside. Kieran Church not able to clear out of 2, falls back in line into 4th, and that might open up a door as Eric Tracy looked like he had the momentum there for a moment. Jason Lottridge in the 0-3, up and down day, has since settled down in the 6th spot. 2nd through 6th, starting to accordion back together here. Into the wall, they follow each other, almost hit that access road. Back at it for about the 5th time now, as Kieran Church is still trying to figure out a way back around Stephon Davis. Looks to the inside in 1 and 2 on the nose of the 22 truck. It's not able to clear here. That's been the case all race long for a lot of these drivers that can run the bottom and keep it underneath of them. Just not able to clear. We'll get to the door. Thought about a slide job there for 3rd. Now into 3 and 4. It seems like this corner a little bit more forgiving. Still not able to do it. And Stephon Davis will hold on for another lap. Cody Bame watching this all in his mirror. Dylan Bates 1.6 seconds ahead of Cody Bame. Stephon Davis 0.8 off. 22 looks again. 67 of Eric Tracy. Gets the door opened up. That'll put the 22 back to 5th position. Trying that apron. A little bit of shades of New Hampshire. Some of the lines that we've seen there on V-Speed. Right up on the bumper of Tracy. Gonna have to finesse this run. Slight dip below the white line. 67 gets loose, opens up the door. Kieran Church maybe gets a gift here, but not able to clear into 3 and 4. 86 laps into this race, 85 complete. And the 22 just wants to get back to the top 3. Into the wall out of 2. On board with the 22 now. Started in 2nd position. Gets into the wall. Rubs a little bit of paint off of that number 22. Speaking of paints, the opportunity here for Veith's Best Appearing Paint Award. Absolutely love the chrome on the side of that machine. The VMS 22. Let's get a good look at it from here. This will go to the high line. Side by side in front of him. Oh, big contact out of 4, and it's 3 wide. You don't see that at Irwindale very often. Look at this contact. We'll back it up one more time. 60 and the 67 get together here in the middle of the corner. That big checkup creates the 3 wide. The 22 was able to get by Stephon Davis. Put him back to 4th or 5th position, rather. And a truck in the wall back here. That's Lottridge. Caution is out. Not sure if it was Lottridge or Oswald. Someone gets sideways enough here to trigger this yellow. There's Oswald. So a late decision here from the 91 of Dylan Bates. I would say this is going to be the last pit stop for a lot of these drivers. We'll have about 30 laps to go. This is a commitment here. This is a situation. If you're Dylan Bates, Kieran Church, who's worked his way back up to the top 3, top 4, it's decision time. 4 tires, 78 down and away. Cody Bame on 4 fresh ones to come back out on this racetrack. Stephon Davis electing to stay out on 41 lap old tires with about 30 to go when we hit this restart. It's a strange situation. About to go back green. And they wave the yellow back out here. Not everyone was caught back up. The iRacing Pace Truck is going to crowd this field. A lot of confusion here. A lot going on this racetrack right now, and I'm trying to get things sorted out as well. 98 laps will go back green, so we won't count that yellow into the total. It'll be 6 cautions, but here we go with old tires. The 60 loses the lead immediately, and the 78 of Cody Bame takes it over briefly. The 91 slides in front, and here comes the 67. How about that? Eric Tracy, and the yellow flag is out. Not entirely sure why they threw the yellow here. I'm losing my control here on what I've got going on. But the 91 of Dylan Bates slides up in front. Let's watch this move back again. Slides from the bottom up in front of the 78. And this could have been Eric Tracy's moment, but someone throws a yellow here, and I'm not sure what it's for. Well, I'm here, I guess. Maybe I can get some clarification here on what exactly that was all about. Mike Veith, it's Bradley Cooper up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Can you tell me what that yellow was for?
Cody Bame and somebody did something up front that they got into each other, I guess.
Okay, so it was enough to trigger a yellow. I know we're doubled back up. This has been very quick, so I'll throw you back in your channel. I just wanted to know what was going on the speedway.
That's, from what I could tell, chatter, that's what it was.
Thank you. It's Mike Veith in number 9. Be restarting from the 7th position, but yeah, I'm still kind of dumbfounded on that the yellow was able to trigger from just that. It was pretty mild, to be honest. Green flag back underway, 22 on the inside. Got about 28 laps to go. Now at that 28 mark. And they cross the stripe side by side for the lead. 22 to the bottom, Kieran Church. Eric Tracy on the high line, going to lead another time by. The 22 cannot get clear. Here comes Cody Bane. Dylan Bates with the move in front of the 78 there a moment ago. Slid up in front of him. It's looking like a four-way battle for the lead here in the closing laps. In California, the 22 got loose just before that caution flag falls, and it's the 17 and the 9. Oswald and Veith get sideways into 3 and 4. Here's Veith drifting through the corner. And the 17 locks up the brakes to try to avoid that. Let's go on board with Josh Oswald. The Salty South incident replay. Look at the drift and the action from Ken Block here into 3 and 4. It just locks it up. Gonna hit that restart and about 20 to go now. Eric Tracy. It's methodically and quietly found his way to the front of this field. And this is short track racing at its best. Power move there from Dylan Bates. Puts him outside of the top 3, back to 4th position. Picked up some damage from it as well. Doubled back up. Ready to go green. The action has been, I mean, it's all over the place. You guys have witnessed it here on V-Speed. The 67, the 22 will be the command trucks for this restart. And Eric Tracy going to try to keep it up there on the high line. Here comes the 91 of Dylan Bates on this restart. 21 laps to go when they cross the stripe. 91 back to 2nd. Not quite clear. He does clear on the 22. He's going to have his work cut out for him here to get around. Eric Tracy on the high line. Tracy holds on out of the exit of 2. Move down to the bottom. Everybody fighting and scrapping for position. 35 of Kyle Roberts has worked his way up to 5th. This battle for the lead continues. all the way to the bottom line. Slides up the racetrack, can't get the drive off. 19 laps left in this race, and it looks like Eric Tracy might just steal it away from the third spot here today to start this race. 14 laps led. Dylan Bates, 63 laps led. The dominant truck stuck behind him, doing everything he can. And the caution flag comes back out. The 17 of Josh Oswald loses control again here. Actually, the 03 of Lottridge that gets sideways here. So Oswald will get the lucky pass position. But let's back it up here and figure out what happened to the 03. Maybe some help here from the 99. There it is, the Salty South instant replay. Not sure exactly. Lottridge got a little loose there. Eric Tracy's going to have less than 15 to go. It's going to be about 10 to go on this restart. He's been holding off Dylan Bates rather well. Looks like the 91 might have this one stolen away. So with that, we will give the Hard Charger Award, the No Next Fast Repair, to the number 67 on your screen. Eric Tracy going to go back green here with 15 to go. Sitting right at 116. Actually going to go one more lap here to get everybody caught back up. 14 to go now. Lights are out on the pace truck. This is Eric Tracy's moment to lock in. Pace truck out of the way. Will we make it to the end from here? GoBowling.com. VMS 91 of Bates. The 22 just behind him. Cody Bame. Green flag. Back underway. Irwindale trying to wrap it up for round one of the playoffs. Eric Tracy on the outside into 1 and 2. Gets clear of the 91. Bame all over the back bumper. And Bates gets moved up out of the way. 3 wide out of 3 and 4. Still 3 wide. In contact with the outside wall. Bates loses a spot. And here comes Cody Bame up to second. Contact, a little touch there from the 91, trying to move him out of the way. And here comes the 22 of Kiernan Church to the bottom. Slides up the racetrack just in front of his teammate. Bates back to third. Single files out for the top 5. Eric Tracy has ran away with the lead. 10 laps to go. Looking back here, deeper into this field. Kyle Roberts, Stephon Davis. Some trucks with some damage. Burned fast repairs for Eric Tracy and Josh Oswald. Brandon Wallace has also used that fast repair because of the meatball flag on caution 3. But Eric Tracy's 0.6 of a second lead has been sustained. and approaching that 5 to go mark. Nobody making any moves. It's went stagnant here in the closing laps from Irwindale. 22 down to the bottom, peaks the inside, not enough there, into the wall for Bates. Some movement back here with the 99, Braylon Wallace. Just in front of him, Kyle Roberts looked to the inside of the 60. Some last-ditch efforts to gain a spot. The 35 trying to pick up one more for a top 5. Tracy continues to keep that lead, just around 7/10. Bame falls back, 5 to go. Four laps left. You can see just outside that frame for the 5th position, Stephon Davis continues to hold on. He has the 35. Look to the inside again of Roberts. Roberts is going to take it to the bottom on the high line, almost 3 wide, coming out of 4. 3 laps left. Tracy down to 4/10. Bame catching up a little bit here. Last time by, almost identical lap times though. 2 to go when they cross the stripe. Eric Tracy looks like he might just steal this win away. 2 laps left. 1 mile left in this race. Very sideways off of 2. Has to hold on. Allows Bame to reel him in a little bit more. White flag in the air. One more time around Irwindale for Eric Tracy. And out of turns 3 and 4, Eric Tracy looks like he's going to hold on. Eric Tracy is going to be victorious in round 1 of the playoffs. In a race that you couldn't call, you couldn't predict a winner. We had a dominant driver with Dylan Bates. We had Cody Bame take away the lead. Kiernan Church, who took it on lap 1. But Eric Tracy is going to punch his ticket into the round of 8. Post-race interviews with your top 3. Looking forward to the post-race show in just a moment. We're going to round up those final results. Quick commercial break here on V-Speed. You're watching the original Rebels Racing Truck Series. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live from Irwindale, and we have the original Rebels Racing League and their truck series concluding 130 laps. From Irwindale Speedway, the half-mile oval. New experience here on V-Speed. Results up on your screen. 9 cautions and 14 lead changes. Eric Tracy will get the best of them from third position. He will finish first. Cody Bame will finish in second spot with Dylan Bates in the top 3. We'll get a word with those drivers in just a moment. But it's Kieran Church and Stephon Davis that will finish in the top 5. Then it looks like Brandon Wallace, Justin Lottridge, Mike Veith, Kyle Roberts, and Josh Oswald rounding out your field here today. With that, we bring up your third place finisher, Dylan Bates, in the number 91. It was a dominant day here as we hit our post race. I gotta say, it was turbulent out there. I saw the slide there, probably just a little miscalculation. The truck looked like it was impossible to drive below that white dashed line here today. What was your take on the handling in this venue?
Yeah, I felt like I kind of had the truck working early in the race down there against the white line, and I thought that I could still make that work on the new tires. But with the tires just being a little bit cold, I got in there a little bit too hot and got loose and slipped in front of Cody and kind of cost us both a chance of winning. So yeah, I don't know what most of the race, none of us were ever on kind of equal tires, so never really got that opportunity till late in the race to know what that was going to be like, and wasn't quite prepared for it. And yeah, slid up in front of Cody there and kind of cost us both a shot. And Eric took the lead and never looked back. Ran a good race.
Well, Dylan, you come into this round of 12 leading the points, and with this situation of 10 trucks on the field, you should be good to go here for the round of 8. We're going to Richmond next week. What's your mindset going to that place?
I like Richmond, another basically short track, kind of like this one. So I think we'll do well, and we're just looking trying to get the win again and advance into the next round.
It'll be on the 5th. Looks like the sponsors are texting you right now. Just heard that in the background.
Yeah, they're mad after getting loose in 3 and 4.
63 laps led. Started on the pole. Dylan got third here tonight. Anybody you want to shout out?
Just all the guys at Velocity Motorsports, and can't thank you guys enough for broadcasting this, and Tyler Rice and all those guys putting on Rebels Racing over here. It's a fun group. Hopefully we get a few more cars next week. Not sure where they all went this week.
Well, it is that time of year. I know it's getting stressful for me, so I can only imagine. You guys, appreciate you coming out here tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the 5th of January.
All right, man. Thank you.
Dylan Bates in the number 91. He'll finish third here tonight after a pretty dominant performance, just not able to get that finish to show for it. With that, then, we're going to bring up our second place finisher, Cody Bame, in the number 78. Cody, I'm sorry that I butchered your name last week. I do apologize. I know that was one of the names that I struggled with. So again, sorry about that. But to make up for it, we gave you that paint award. It's a very fine looking machine. It looked even better here tonight. You were probably battling a little harder than you needed to there. And no fault of your own, but Dylan Bates slid up in front of you there. There were some moments of 3 wide. It looked like the high line was really the only way to get around this place.
Yeah. No, everybody messes my name up, so don't worry about it. But yeah, it's so hard to pass here, so when you think you have a chance, you almost have to take it. But yeah, Dylan, I think on cold tires, or he had his brakes too far back or something and locked them up and slid up in front of us. But yeah, it is what it is. It's just short track racing, I guess.
Short track racing at its best. I've actually not seen or witnessed never been on the service for this track. Looked like it was tough to drive. Was the outside really the only way to get around this place? Or maybe if a green flag run came into fruition, do you think there would have been another groove on this place?
I think it really depends on how you would save your rear tires, and then you'd be able to drive off the bottom. But now the top's pretty dominant, so it'd be very, very tough unless you had a huge tire advantage to pass anybody to the inside. The only way you can pass somebody inside of them is if you really stayed on their stayed right on their door and kind of just moved them up a hair out of the outside, like, almost to the wall, that'd really be the only way you'd pass somebody on the inside.
Well, it looked difficult tonight, but you're able to get a top 3 out of it. Second place here for Cody Bame. Anybody want to shout out what we have in the booth?
Yeah, I want to shout out you guys that do the broadcast. You guys all do a great job every week. And like to shout out Velocity Motorsports and Tyler Rice for running the whole Rebels Truck League. And yeah, that's about it.
Ready, we'll see you in about, an eternity, 3 weeks, 4 weeks time there. We'll go to the 5th of January. We'll see you then.
Yep, 10-4. Sounds good.
And finally, that brings us to Victory Lane, where we have Eric Tracy in the number 67 machine. Eric, you found yourself in the lead. I don't even know. The circumstances look like lock up there from Dylan Bates and to Cody Bame. You were at the right place at the right time. These last 2 restarts, you set sail into the sunset. You come home victorious.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got a gift on that one, but we'll take it. I've lost enough of them from things like that as well. So every now and then they go in your favor.
Well, you talk about coming into this race and, just the limited car count, but you were looking good in the points coming in. It's even better when you can lock yourself into that round of 8.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Just glad to get through Irwindale without any major problems, and I don't know where we're at next week, but I'm sure it'll be
Richmond on the 5th.
Richmond. Okay, well, I like Richmond, so we'll see how that works out too, and see if we can't get another one and move into the next round.
Well, we're sitting here in the Flexible Freight Solutions post-race show. Eric Tracy's in the booth with us, victorious here tonight at Irwindale. Anybody you want to shout out while we have you up here?
Just all the VMS guys, fun group to hang out with, race with, and then Tyler and Cody, Brandon, all the guys that put on the league, and you guys for broadcasting it.
Appreciate your time, Eric. We'll see you in 3-4 weeks. I don't even know the math on that, but we'll see you then.
Sounds good. All right, thanks.
Eric Tracy, victorious at Irwindale, punches his ticket into the round of 8 here for O.R.R.L. Well, that's going to do it for us here at V-Speed. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're going to go to our round of 8, 2 races here on the schedule for that round. There's Bristol for the round of 4. That'll start off there on the 19th of January. But it's Richmond for 130 laps, a track I'm oh so familiar with, and maybe we'll see that car count pick back up for the new year. Kansas will be the second of that round of 8. Hope you can join us at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for O.R.R.L. in their truck series. For everybody at V-Speed that helped put this together, Adam Baker in the background that does all the graphics and makes this thing run smoothly. Morgan Cook for covering most of this season. This is Bradley Cooper telling you so long. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next time. Merry Christmas. Take care, everybody.